What's up, guys? We got Panda here. What'd you do today?
It's your boy Xxx, and I only got 16th place. And the reason why I say only, because it's with my pet deck, bro. It was a joke.
Dude, it's the best pet deck.
It was just the best pet deck, bro. I actually came out because I wanted to see the boys. Obviously, shout out to Goo Gaming. I wanted to see all the other boys as well. Shout out to them. Shout out to all the homies. But we can get straight into the deck profile. Shout out for TTD. Through the decades, because this is the giant store, biggest store I've ever seen. It's sick ass theme. Like they're hosting everything. I don't know. Thanks for hosting this regionals, and let's get into this deck.
Let's see it.
All right, so I played Wee Woo, obviously. So I got the three hydrant, one airlifter, and if you guys have always been watching my channel, you'll know definitely that I'm always going to be playing Wee Woo. You know, until it dies. And if I can't play the Wee Woo and there's something better, then obviously I'll play something better. 2 preventer, 1 turbulence. You don't need the second turbulence. If you know how to manage your resources, you obviously can recycle your turbulence. Turbulence kind of just cycled everywhere from the grave, banish, field, and if you just know how to use it, utilize your resources, then you shouldn't have to worry. I want to say the best cards of the day, to be honest, it's got to be the 3 impulse and the fire engine. As much as I would think this is a brick, it honestly isn't. This card is like the most broken card of the day. It started off every single one of my engines. Every time I activated this, I always won the game. Especially like having a fire engine on board and then getting the fire attacker, or sorry, the airlifter on board, searching, and then you pretty much just start your whole engine, and that's the best part of this deck. As soon as you get your engine rolling, you don't have to worry. So those are the monsters. I also got the 2 emergencies and the standard spell lineup, the 1 alert, 1 rescue, 1 extinguish, 1 contain. This is all pretty standard, nothing new. I think the weirdest thing was probably the 2 emergencies. I didn't want to play 3. I had to cut it down only because it's not a starter. If you start with this, you literally can't do anything. So I did not want to really brick on it, and I never did, which is the most perfect thing for the rest of the day. Those are the Rescue Ace cards. As far as another engine goes, I played 2 engravers, 1 Lurie, and the 1 trap. I didn't play the 3rd engraver because, again, it's not really like a starter. The best thing it'll get me is probably a Desiree or Hive King Caesar, but that's about it. Like I said, as soon as I get this engine rolling, it doesn't matter. I can go into the Moon of the Close Sky and get into it. So I didn't really have a problem with this. It was perfect. The next engine I had was the 1 Deal Bellstar, 1 original, and then I played the 3 Wanted. Now, this I think is really important because I always had access to this, whether if it was from the Wanted or whether if I drew it itself, and it didn't really matter. I think there was a couple times where I drew these together, but I would just send them to the grave, and I didn't really care. I would set another Wanted, or I'll set this if I already had this in my hand, and I would set the Wanted. I don't know, it really didn't bother me much. I think the only time that I really missed it was somebody bistioed me, got this out of the way, and I was like, damn, what am I gonna do now? And then, yeah, it is what it is. I already had my engine rolling, so it didn't really matter. That's it for the Simple engine. As far as the hand traps go, I played 3 Ash, 2 Mourner, 2 Oak, and 3 Imperm. I didn't play any Nibiru's. I felt like Nibiru was pretty mid this whole format. Going into Snake Eyes deck, yeah, it's really cool, but I felt like Mourner was more prevalent, the Imperm was more prevalent. The Ogre was gassed today. I've used Ogre so many times and it caught so many people off guard, especially against Ubel. Against Ubel, I was able to use it under Gates, I was able to use it under Throne, and every time I used it, I won. It was just insane. I probably should have played 3 of that, but I didn't. It is what it is. So that's it for the hand traps. As far as like all the rest of the non-engine, I played 2 Book of Eclipse, 3 Talents, and 3 Droplet. So I really wanted the 3rd Book of Eclipse, but I really couldn't fit it. I did not want to play more than 45 cards. 45 cards is already a lot to me. I'm usually a 40-40 guy, but hey, it is what it is. Talents was pretty mediocre. I want to say every time I had it, if it resolved, cool. If it didn't resolve, it was just mid. Droplet, I'll be honest, I didn't really like this card all day. I sided it out most of the time, and even if I did have it, I never used it at all. It just sat there and it was kind of wasteful. I don't know, I just didn't really like it. I didn't care. This could probably come out and I could probably just put another Book of Eclipse and play some other cards. But that's it for the deck. Like I said, main deck was 45 cards. We'll get into the extra deck. Shout out to Ice Spice. Thank you to shit. Anyways, so Anima. Why are you organizing?
Bro,
Alright, so Anima, Nightmare Phoenix. We'll just get into that engine then. The Princess, Atlantis, OTK combo right here. Obviously, that's mandatory to play. I really wanted to play the access code, but I just couldn't justify, especially with the room that I had left, I couldn't justify, especially with how big the FIENDSMITH package is. Just couldn't make it work. Obviously, the SP and the IP. I considered taking the IP out for like a silhouette or the IP out for the access code, but going into IP and having that as a bridge was always like the perfect moment. I never really wanted to waste my Hida was just too gas. Another card I wanted to play was Dark, but I just don't have room. Like I said, like all the FIENDSMITH cards is too much. I'll show you guys right now. So all the FIENDSMITH cards when it comes to it, so I got the Moon in the Close Sky, I got the Requiem, I got the Sequence, and then I played the Necroquip and the Desiree. And as far as my last two cards, the Wave King Caesar and the M7. M7 was probably the most gas card today. Caught so many people off guard, especially like not being able to have Beatrice anymore. M7 was just obliterating people. I was able to bounce some of their stuff too, or I was able to bounce my own Engraver, obviously, to be able to continue the full combo to the Desiree. I don't know, like all my end boards were usually like a Desiree, Raging Phoenix, and then like the Desiree, Raging Phoenix, and like a Hydrate, and then all my back row set. Like it was just, they were, if I had all that launched, they were never winning. I kept winning all my matches. So anyways, getting into the side deck, I played 3 Doggy. I got Doggy today, one of my matches. It was a fair match. I actually lost. He doggied me on my Requiem effect. I think I doggied one person and it didn't even resolve. They activated Yubel and changed the effect, and I was like, whatever. Charmy, obviously best card of the best side deck card. 3 Nibs, never resolved it. I hate that card. 1 Change of Heart, 1 Combat of Grave, and 1 HQ. Never cited this in, probably should have been something else. Maybe a Mind Control. Change of Heart, I saw it 2 times today. It was gas every time. Combat of Grave, never saw it. 3 Cosmic Cyclone. I gotta be honest, this is probably like one of the best cards outside of Molcharmy, one of the best cards in the side decks, because it resolved every single time I activated it, whether if it was on Fire King Island, whether if it was on Nightmare Throne, or whether if it was on somebody else's Runic Fountain. I don't know, dude. It was just, every time I resolved it, it was great. So that's it for the deck profile. I appreciate you guys watching and keeping up. Thank you guys for keeping up with my content, and I know I haven't really been playing since National, so shout out to you guys for sticking around. I'll see you guys in the next video.